You're half asleep on a late night train when a man sits across from you, tall, unnervingly tall. 3 books open in his lap, each one in a different language, and he's reading all of them at once. You're about to say something when he smiles, and you notice his teeth, every single one. Perfect. Then the train stops, he's gone, and your alarm goes off. It was a dream. But lying there, heart still running, you ask yourself one question. Does a person like that actually exist? To answer that, we have to start somewhere invisible, somewhere beneath the skin in the chemistry of the blood itself. Most people know their blood type in the shorthand way. A positive, O negative, B positive. The ABO system and the rhesus system. School biology. But the human body operates across more than 40 recognized blood group systems. And buried deep in this taxonomy, rarer than any other known blood type on Earth, is a phenotype called Rh-null. You may have seen it described by another name, golden blood. A person with Rh-null carries 0 Rh antigens on their red blood cells. Not low, not trace, 0. None of the 61 known Rh antigens that exist in normal human blood are present. Their blood is the most immunologically neutral human blood that can exist, a biological blank slate. This makes them an extraordinary resource for medicine. But if they ever need a transfusion themselves, the donor pool is so small it nearly doesn't exist. Since Rh-null was first identified in 1961, fewer than 50 people in the entire world have ever been confirmed to carry it. 50 out of 8 billion. The probability, approximately 1 in 160 million. Rh-null blood, 1 in 160 million. Running total, 1 in 160 million. Height in humans follows a bell curve with the reliability of a physical law. Most adult men cluster between 5'5" and 5'11". A meaningful tail extends past 6 feet. A small fraction push past 6.5. But the 7-foot threshold is a different kind of rare. At any given moment, researchers estimate that somewhere between 2,000 and 3,500 living people on Earth reach or exceed 7 feet in height. The NBA doesn't simply recruit tall players, it recruits from a population so finite that nearly every person on the planet who qualifies has already been scouted by someone. Our person stands at 7'1". That puts them in a group representing roughly 1 in every 2.5 million people. To be that tall is to move through a world not designed for you. Every doorframe is a negotiation. Every economy seat is a compromise. The ceiling of a train car requires a tilt of the head, a small accommodation made so many times it no longer registers. But the body that produces it, the specific hormonal environment, and genetic timing that tips a person past that threshold is profoundly uncommon. Height 7 feet 1 inch or above, 1 in 2,500,000. Running total, 1 in 400 trillion. We say photographic memory casually. We use it to mean someone who remembers things well, someone whose recall is fast and reliable, someone you'd want on your quiz team. But the actual phenomenon, true eidetic memory, the ability to hold and retrieve images or pages of text with near perfect accuracy after a single brief exposure, has been studied for decades and remains deeply controversial. Most people who claim it don't hold up under controlled testing. The brain is an aggressive editor, and what feels like perfect recall is usually a confident reconstruction. What researchers have confirmed, however, is a phenomenon at the neurological extreme. Individuals with rare hippocampal architecture and unusual memory encoding wiring who can retrieve information at fidelity levels physiologically out of reach for most humans. These cases are documented in the low hundreds globally. Some researchers believe there are more, living quietly with a capacity they may not even recognize as extraordinary because it's simply how their mind has always worked. We place the probability at approximately 1 in 10 million. Generous but defensible. Verified exceptional memory, 1 in 10 million. Running total, 1 in 4 quintillion. Synesthesia, the neurological crossing of senses, affects somewhere between 3 and 4% of the population in some form. Some people hear music and see colors bloom at the edges of their vision. Some read printed words and taste flavors on their tongue. Fascinating, well documented, and in the grand scale of human rarity, not especially uncommon. But within the synesthetic population lives a subtype so specific and strange that it deserves its own category entirely. Mirror touch synesthesia. A person with this condition physically feels sensations they observe happening to others. Watch someone tap their shoulder and you feel a tap on yours. See someone stumble and your own muscles register the lurch. Observe someone in pain and your nervous system responds as though the pain were yours. This is not metaphor. This is not empathy in the loose emotional sense. This is the body's sensory processing system failing, or perhaps succeeding too well, to maintain the boundary between self and other. It occurs in approximately 1 to 2% of people who have any form of synesthesia, translating to roughly 1 in 5,000 people in the general population. Mirror touch synesthesia, 1 in 5,000, running total 1 in 20 sextillion. The average adult has 32 teeth. Most people lose at least 1 or 2 over a lifetime, but some people are born with more. Hyperdontia, the growth of supernumerary teeth beyond the standard set in significant form, with multiple extra teeth that are functional and present and aligned, appears mainly in medical case studies. Conservative estimates place the probability at around 1 in 500,000. Then consider the trilingual native. Not someone who studied languages, not someone who learned a second tongue in childhood and a third in university. A person raised from birth in a home where 3 languages were spoken with equal weight. No dominant tongue, no primary language to fall back on, who developed genuine native fluency in all 3 simultaneously. Most multilingual people have a first language. The others are learned, however early, however well. True native trilingualism across 3 languages acquired simultaneously from infancy is estimated by some linguists at fewer than 1% of the population. We place the probability conservatively at 1 in 1,000. Significant hyperdontia, 1 in 500,000. True trilingual native, 1 in 1,000. Multiply it all together. Rh-null blood, 1 in 160 million. Height above 7 feet, 1 in 2.5 million. Verified exceptional memory, 1 in 10 million. Mirror touch synesthesia, 1 in 5,000. Significant hyperdontia, 1 in 500,000. True trilingual native, 1 in 1,000. The combined probability lands at approximately 1 in 2 octillion. A 2 followed by 27 zeros. The observable universe is 93 billion light years across. If you tried to fill it completely with grains of sand, you would run out of grains before you ran out of universe, and you still would not reach this number. The man from the dream, tall, trilingual, with the 3 books and the perfect teeth and the memory that forgets nothing, is not just rare. He is, by the math, nearly impossible. And yet the math also says he could exist somewhere, right now. And we didn't even touch personality. We didn't factor in IQ or spatial reasoning or absolute pitch or the exact architecture of a sense of humor. We didn't account for rare autoimmune configurations, or the precise shape of someone's moral imagination, or the specific way a person's brain lights up when it encounters a problem it loves. We didn't mention that the arrangement of your fingerprints has never appeared before in the history of the world, and will never appear again after you. Every person is an accumulation of 1,000 traits, each one on its own spectrum, each one combining with all the others to produce something the universe has only ever made once. The version of you that exists right now, your blood, your hands, your memory, the specific way you read a room when you walk into it, required billions of years of evolution, millions of migrations, thousands of generations of people making specific choices on specific days, all converging on a single unrepeatable moment. We talk about being 1 in a million like it's the ceiling of human uniqueness. It isn't even the floor. You are not a variation on a theme. You are a theme that has only ever been played once. The math says you were never supposed to happen, and yet here you are.